Welcome to another episode of Coding in AL. Today, we are going to send an email attachment that is part of a report in Business Central via SMTP.
Hii ni Tech na Msangi ya jishinde.com.
We will have a customer statement and we will send this custom statement. Let me just search it. Customer statement. Should be a customer statement. We will send this statement for this particular customer via SMTP. So this is the statement that will be generated and sent to the customer. So the first step is setting up the email. Just go to email accounts in your administration and you'll be able to set an email. So just click on new and add an email account. In this demonstration, we are using outlook.com. You can go to Outlook and create an Outlook email. And we'll use the SMTP settings of Outlook. Outlook SMTP settings. You can use any email of your preference as long as you change the settings that will fit that particular email provider that you're using. Okay. So for Outlook, I do have several options. So you just click on new. Let me go back here, add email account, and then click on next. Then you'll have an option of selecting. So use SMTP. And then in your account name, just set your account name. And the sender name may be sender, address, sender, and then name. Then we'll have maybe your email at outlook.com. And now the server URL is what you'll set as the SMTP settings. Let me come here to the SMTP. SMTP uses 587 and this is the server name. So for Outlook, this is smtp-mail.outlook and whichever. So set the server URL that is specific to your email provider, and then the port for SMTP is 587. Then the authentication is basic so that it can allow us to enter a password for that email. Key in your password, select secure connection, click on next, and make sure you send a test email to confirm that this email is correct. But this is just a fake email, so I won't get anything. But I can repeat it in this process and maybe delete this email account. Do it first. Next and SMTP next. Let me say Tech na Msangi. The sender name is the same, and now the email address will be this. I just created this today, and the server URL, we already copy pasted it, and the authentication is basic. I will key in my password, set the secure connection to be true, and then send a test email address to this account. I believe it's selected somewhere. I should get an email to my email. So if you don't get the email, then there is a problem. So here it is. So the test email address is here. So the user Tech na Msangi sent this message to the test email address. Okay, once you're done sending that, setting that, you finish. Remember, now the default here for me is this: do not reply. At this point, we can be able to set email scenarios, where if I want, if this is a sales email, let me just open the email scenarios. The account here, Francis Msangi, this Tekna Msangi, doesn't have. This is the default that will be used to send any email that comes. But now this will be used to send like an email that will be assigned via this assign scenarios. So if I want any email source that comes from maybe the sales invoice, that it should go, any email from the sales invoice should go via this, I'll just select. I can even maybe say any sales email. The better name could have been sales at outlook.com or sales at jishinde.com, and it could have given me that option. So you can select all by holding on the shift. Once you select the first one, click on OK. You can have now all these email scenarios. Remember, the email scenario is an enum that we can be able to extend, and if you extend the enum, we'll be able now to get all these email options. Once you have set up your SMTP with whichever email address, the next step will be to choose the statement that you want to send, the custom statement that you like to send. I have already previewed mine. I created it earlier before the video, so here is our custom statement that we will use to send an email. So the report is done, which we have just previewed, and we go straight to sending this particular custom statement via SMTP. Okay, I'd like to I'll hard code this customer. No, but you can use the reports. You can use a report to preview the customer. What do you usually call it? Processing only report for the customer. So send custom statement. Then the source table will be customer, and it will be a task that we will send a custom statement. Then we go to next, and we just need the number as the field, then finish, then say that this report is a processing only report, after which we will go and delete the request page, which we don't need for now. We are sending the whole statement, and at this point here on the column we can add the fields that we require, and most likely it's just the number to be populated as the default filter. And on after get record, remember here we are looping, we are getting every loop of this particular customer. This is where we like our code for sending the email to be. So once we get the record, what are we supposed to do, or what will we do? The first thing is we need two code units. Remember, when you're sending an email, you need the email, let me just say, the email code unit and the email message code unit. This is the email code unit and the email message. This is used to send, and this is used to construct the email message code unit. Just email message. Where don't I have a suggestion? Email message. There you are. Okay. So the first thing is just to make sure that the customer has got an email in this field, and is it a valid email? But I believe the customer table usually validates an email, so by the time the email is here, it means that it's a valid email. So if it's your custom table, make sure that the email is valid at the point of entry, so that you can prevent errors at the point where you need to send an email. So we start by constructing the email using the email message code unit. You can see the number of methods that are here. So many of them that are all related to creating a message. So we'll create a message that will be sent to the customer.email. Remember, in the previous video, we reviewed the different overloads that are there for this email create. You can even have a list of email addresses and all that. And again, we want to set the subject to be, maybe let me say the customer name, and then we add a statement like a format for, not, you don't need a format, plus statement. Then we can even say customer statement, but this one will say, okay, whichever name. Then the body, let's not specify anything, we'll append the body. Remember, there is an overload for this method. This is the first method. We need it to be HTML formatted, so we need to add true. So when you say true, this is the method that will pick HTML formatted. So if I add another variable, you see there is another overload here for maybe the BCC. Is it usually BCC? Okay, you can explore that in the email message dot create, like when you do like this, and usually get the overload with control space. I don't know why they're not coming. Yeah, here they are. You see, this is the one that we have used. We have this other one where you have the list of recipients and HTML formatted, and then the other one with a list of recipients, a list of CC, and the list of BCC when you are creating the message. So choose whichever option that fits you. So in this scenario, the body, let me just construct the email body by saying it's a label that will have a message that will say, dear customer, and then we break it, then we say just please find attached your statements. Let's make it simple. For your case, you can add all the details that you want, and this will be a paragraph. This is now HTML. Then we close it with an HR to close that line. Finally, at this point, we will now append the body with that email body. After that, now the next step is to get the attachment. We want the we would like to have this particular report, the custom statement, as an attachment to this email message. So we need to use, there's a method that we used with the attachment that is in the previous one. We used upload into stream to be able to select this particular attachment. But again here, we would like to get a stream. Okay. Report dot save as. So we usually have different methods. This apply for on-prem because they save the file to the file system. Save as Excel, save as HTML, save as PDF, save as Word, and save as XML. But for our functionality, for us to be cloud ready, we'll use the report.saveas, and these are the different parameters that we have. So the first one is the report number, which will be the custom statement. The second parameter will be the parameters that will be got from the report. These are, what did they specify them as? Parameters are arguments for the filters, for the report filters. For me, I'll just put blank because I'd like to pass mine as an in-stream. And then the format here, there is a variable known as report format. We will say that we need a PDF. Remember, you can give these options to the user so that they can select either they want PDF, Excel, Word, whichever, and you just select report format for them here. So the next variable that we need is the outstream. The outstream, we just need to create an outstream. And so here is our outstream. And finally, we'll need the record ref. Would like to have a report that is specific to this particular customer, because if at this point it will save the report for all the customers, it has not been filtered to any particular customer. So I'll add a customer record here. So where is it? Where is it? And what I'll do, I'll say this. So I'll reset this customer at this point and make sure that the number of this customer is the one that is here. And if I find this customer, then I'll be able to now save this report. But at this point, I should begin and have this code for saving the report and adding the attachment in this particular area. So just in case you don't get the customer, you will not be able to have any problem. But I believe if you have set the record well, you should get the customer. After this, so once you get this customer, remember this is expecting a record ref for the customer that will filter the record ref for this particular customer. So let me go and add a variable for record ref. So the record ref will come and we just get the table. Okay, we'll use the record ref dot get table and get the customer. I believe so. And add the record ref here to filter to that particular customer, and after which, remember, every report, this report will be saved to the particular outstream. We will append the attachment to this particular email message. The attachment name will be customer.name, the number, and then plus, just it's good to add the extension so that it can be the browser or the search engine, the rendering engine will be able to know that this is a PDF file, not just a random file. Once you have added the attachment, the other thing is just to add the outstream. So the content type will be blank and then the outstream. Does it take an outstream or an instream? Okay, it's supposed to be an instream. Let me confirm. You can even use the previous example that we used. It's an instream. So we'll have to use the temp blob to create the instream from the outstream. So, wow. No problem. Temp blob is a code unit of temp blob. So the first is to make sure that this outstream is of type temp blob. Temp blob dot create outstream, this particular outstream, and then we work on it with we will be able to write data. Let me confirm this. You know, the outstream is supposed to enable us to write data. Let me see. Okay. Outstream. Let me see. Outstream. It's supposed to enable us to write data. This definition sometimes confuse. And okay, after this, we'll now create an instream from the temp blob. So I'll create an instream for instream. So after the outstream has been created, we will just say temp blob.create instream from the outstream. It's supposed to be from the instream. to create this in-stream. So the out stream will be of type temp blob, and when you create an in-stream, it will pick that type that is in the out stream. I hope it makes sense. Like, you are creating an out stream with a default encoding for temp blob. So it enables you to write data to the temp blob, true. So we are able now to write data. So outstream will enable us to write data to the temp blob with the default encoding for the temp blob. And when we create an in-stream, so an in-stream object with the default encoding for the temp blob, and it will enable us to read data from this particular temp blob. So the temp blob will be containing this report. Once we create the outstream and write to it, then at this point we create the in-stream so that we can be able to read data from this temp blob, and it will be containing our report. And that's how we add our attachment, by being able to read data from the temp blob, and we add the attachment to using this email message. Once we are done with doing that attachment and all that, we will use the email to send the email message. So there's an overload for this as well. We can add an email scenario. This will use the default setup email to send the email to this particular customer, and send the email with the format that is there and all that. And ideally we could have an email scenario. So I'll go and create an enum extension. Okay, but we set the email scenario for all sales documents, so we can still use that sales email scenario because we had set it instead of having an enum extension. Let's just save on time. Email scenario. Okay, enum of email scenario. Then so the email scenario here should be the email scenario of any sales document. Email scenario, then sales. Let me say sales invoice. I believe it should be, but let me confirm just to be sure. So email accounts. Here we have an email scenario. Navigate to email scenarios, and sales invoice will send via this email, and that's what we really want to use to send the email. So you can have different email scenarios for sending, and we finally message out right at the end, on after everything has been sent, on post data, on post report should be trigger on post report. I'm still in the data item. The trigger on post report, and we say that the email has been sent. Okay, time to test this particular email thing. I will just set it in my launch.json so that we can have it as the first launch.json. Where is my launch.json again? It's getting lost. I'll get to it right away from the file system here. And I'll say this as the default object. So the 5108, the one that will be sending the customer statement. Before that, let me make sure that I would like to use this customer that I had previewed. I'll make sure that the customer has the email that we want. Customer number 10,000 should have the email that we want. Which email do you have, Mr. Customer? Whom do you resemble? So I'll just send to this email one of the email, msangimasera@outlook.com. So it will be from francismsangi@outlook.com, and then it goes back to this email. So this is the customer that we'll use. Now it's time to build, run, build. Instead of getting the error, I've decided to set the email in that customer, and I'll be able to now see the email after I send. Now this is time to cross our fingers to make sure that everything works well. We are sending a request and the package has been published, and it's time to do a test to see if we'll be able to get the email working. We are getting ready, guys. Some chills while testing almost every time. So this is the Canon group that we are sending an email to. Just work, please. We don't want a lot of interruption. So we are still at report initialization. Wait, there's something that, did I put the right thing while I was saving the report? Let me just confirm. It seems that I'm saving the report for everyone. Okay, she'll be okay. She'll be okay. Wait, the email is blank. I thought I just set the email right away before doing that. What happened? I set the email for the Canon group. Let me confirm. I'm getting the error that I had anticipated and made sure that it's not there. This is the Canon group. So the email didn't commit, or what do you mean? Let me see. The system just got slow. What's happening to Docker? We are waiting for you, man. Style up. Here is the email. Do we have another email for this customer? Or which email did I test to see? Customer.test field email. Okay, it's a bit hanging, but let's view again, confirm. I believe it's okay because the email, the customer is 10,000. I can confirm, and so here the method is send custom email, custom statement, and this is the customer, the Canon group, and we have clicked on OK to make sure that now we are initiating or we are sending the email. Let me see. Initialization is in process again. The email is blank again. Email must have a value in customer number. Oh, it's getting a blank in the customer number. So I think there is a controversy here because of this variable set as customer. So it's getting this variable instead of the original. So let's use this here and here and here and here, I believe. Then so it will use the original customer record. So it was just all right. I will build again and confirm that everything is okay, and I believe it should be okay. Just for the last part. So we will have 10, 1, 2, 3. here and send the email. The report is being rendered. This can take a while depending on the number of rows that are being generated. So let's see, how many rows does it have? I believe the rows are just one. Do we have an error? No. Oh, the email has been sent. It took long enough. Oh, if this user has to wait for all that, then it will be quite a daunting task for the user. Oh my. So let's go and confirm if we have an email. The account has been switched, and we'll see if we have an email. We only have a test email address. Come on, come on. We switch back. It seems we cannot have the same two different accounts and the same browser. Outlook.com. Guys, you can even use Hotmail. I saw if you'd like to use something hot, you can use Hotmail. So here is our email, the Canon group. Does it have an attachment? Let's see. So here is our attachment as well. Let me pop it out. Okay, let me see. So dear customer, please find attached your statement. So I will open it, confirm if it's what we previewed, and has it filtered to Canon group alone? Yes or yes? Yes, it has filtered to Canon group. So if I wanted to send to many customers, I'll just click OK, and it will loop as it sends to the different customers. And it's a very good functionality if you like to send bulk emails with different customers, or you're sending statements monthly or weekly, depending on the need that you like for your custom statements. So that's it for how you can be able to send custom statements via email using SMTP in Business Central, and especially for on-prem customers, I believe SMTP works more ideal for you, and for those whose user accounts could be custom, maybe the nav user password or the domain account. So this will really work for you. So that's it for this video. I will see you in the next video. Stay tuned for more episodes.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so that you don't miss the next one.